Can't hold back if
Mayor
we wanna
Soul!
win!
Strike!
Fluid surge!
I can take it down!
Not yet!
Mayor Soul! Disappear!
Howling damage! It's over! Fluid surge! Fluid surge! Yeah! I won't lose! This isn't over! Hang on, everyone!
Don't let up!
Focus! Yeah!
War back!
This isn't over! Hang on, everyone!
That's the end of that!
Let's keep it up! Shall we go? Blaze Fury! Not yet! Ready? No escape! Hang on, everyone! Crimson Fury! Top 4! Lion Tunnel! Yeah! Blaze No escape! Yeah! Not yet! Strike! It's over! Hang on, everyone!
We won't lose to you!
are calling me. Counting on you, Lila! Multiple current sword flare! It's over! Yeah! Miss me off! Burn! All right, everyone! Breakthrough! Burning charge! Everyone okay?
I've prepared the bottles.
Be gone! Crimson Flame! May it burn your soul! Breakthrough! Searching current! Breakthrough!
That was radiant, Edna! Suppose I could learn from your level of reserve. Not again. I hate these constant rain showers.
Oh, a shower! We could use the spiritual power of fire to heat up the rain, make it fresh and cleansing.
Sounds splendid. Shall we give it a try?
I'm not sure this is what the powers are meant for.
Steady your nerves.
Be gone! That's the way!
Right on!
Let's give it up!
Saray, is your sword style self-taught?
Yep.
Your grip, swing, and focus need work. But otherwise, it's okay.
Is that a compliment?
Of course not.
No, it is.
Huh?
Here you go!
Ready? Yeah! Fluid surge! Lion tail! Blade bash! Slice the way! Right!
Right on! I can't believe there are so many Hellions out there.
Shepard, there you are. The Church has asked the Emperor to have the Platinum Knights subdued and disbanded. They have been accused of instating a false Shepard and plotting a rebellion.
That was quick. Do you think they already got word of events in Gadadin?
This is because I got involved.
You're no fake. They're just making up excuses to do what they want.
Go see the captain in the Knight's Tower if you want to know more.
Cardinal Fortin. We can't underestimate her for a second.
Well, I'm ready on my end. Bring it on, Church Lady.
And the way to break the seal is... oh my.
Oh, were you actually awake? You can break the seal on an item's skill slot by engaging in sufficient battles with that item equipped.
Huh. Can I assume raising proficiency in that item to 1 star is enough to do the trick?
Yes, there are certain rules governing which skills will be produced by fusion. You can check this before fusion, but know this. If they're skills of the same element, you'll get a different skill from that element. If they're from the same group, you'll get a different skill from that group. If both element and group are different, you'll get a skill whose rarity lies somewhere between the two.
What about when you fuse equipment with sealed skills?
Ah, yes. That's a very important note to consider. Slots with sealed skills count as empty for fusion purposes. Therefore, if you really want to keep a certain skill, but you don't have another item with an empty slot, you can use one with a sealed slot instead to... Really? Sleeping at a time like this?
Sorey, thank goodness you're safe.
Is it true the Cardinal has ordered the suppression of the Knights?
It is. I suspect this letter we received was the last straw.
I, Boris Strelka, have witnessed Cardinal Fortin engaging in an unspeakable ritual. Using vile magic in the Holy Shrine, the Cardinal is unleashing incessant rains upon Pendrago.
The Cardinal is the one making it rain?
You can't be serious!
Considering the power of her domain, it isn't all that far-fetched.
There are Seraphim out there who've moved the continent.
Moved the whole continent?
Sorey, let's continue reading.
Cardinal Fortin is the evil behind the ongoing curse of the Empire and its people. Regrettably, I have already fallen prey to the curse of the Cardinal. I entrust the rest to my brother Sergei and my comrades.
If it's come to this, then we have no choice but to fight against the Cardinal.
Sorey, where's the Pope?
There's something I need to tell everyone about that, but you might not like it.
I see. So he's not coming back.
I'm sorry for deciding without you.
The Pope isn't coming back? But now what? He was our shield.
We've been betrayed!
It is we, the Knights, who shield the Empire and its people! It is we who shoved our duties onto the Pope! It is we who are to blame for the consequences! Some things we must do ourselves, rather than depend on others. I swear on my lion's sword!
On my lion's sword!
Wait! No ordinary humans can hope to take on the Cardinal.
You've done more than enough. I do not wish for you to bear the same painful burden that the Pope had to.
You know, Sorey, even if it is for the people, this is still a political battle.
So what if it is?
Well then, how about this? We'll investigate the Cardinal's possible involvement regarding the rain from our end. In the meantime, Sergei and the others can try to convince the Emperor to believe the Knights.
So, ultimately Sorey means to fight the Cardinal after all?
Our goal is just to clear up this mystery. Don't you want to know?
Yes, I do. I'd like to find out if there truly is something causing the rain.
I must apologize. It seems all I can do is put you in danger.
I'm more worried about you. If the Emperor sides with the Cardinal or takes a hands-off approach, either way, you guys are screwed.
If we can convince the Emperor, we should be able to capture the Cardinal.
We'll get him to see the truth, for the people and our comrades.
Boris was Sergei's brother, wasn't he?
He was investigating the Cardinal, and he put his life on the line for it.
Sergei seemed pretty calm about the whole thing.
Do we really have to risk our necks out there for something like this?
I think we do. I don't know about you, though. No guards? This has got to be a trap.
Things are gonna get crazy from here on out.
You said it.
Now!
You got it! Yes!
But even so,
This is some malevolence.
Do you think that it could be Maltellus who's possessing the Cardinal?
What did the cat in the bird mask say? Me, owl!
felt like the domain had been restored for a second.
Are terrible jokes also part of your oath?
I was really proud of that one.
I'm thinking it's not Maltellus.
Why?
Are you seriously
Exio was a
laughing?
servant of
Didn't
Musa,
know you liked
one of the
Cardinals.
5 lords like Maltellus.
I don't.
This
Why
domain
did
is
the
rather
cat take
strong,
off the bird
but
mask?
not leaps and bounds
looked
different
too
from
cute.
Exio's.
I knew it.
When did you start making logical arguments?
What's that?
There's something back there.
It's a trap. Totally a trap. But
A hidden door? Seriously, how cool is that?
I hate myself for saying it, but so cool.
The village chief knew the whole thing by heart, didn't he? Impressive.
The Shepherd is granted 4 powers: earth, water, fire, and wind. They are the blade that shall cleave the Lord of Calamity.
That's just what the village chief was saying. You memorized it?
More or less.
He's actually pretty decent at that sort of thing.
I'm sorry, Saray. You're more capable than I thought.
What did you take me for?
But what exactly are the spiritual powers of the Shepherd?
All of nature is composed of 4 elements: earth, water, fire, and wind. Each one is governed by one of the 4 eldest seraphim.
Right. Eumacia, Amanak, Yusuf, and Hyanua.
Correct. They maintain the balance of the entire continent of Glenwood.
When you put it that way, they sound almost like gods, though they lack a certain divine presence.
We feel much the same, actually. They're ostensibly the source of our seraphic arts, but we're basically never aware of them.
That's the nature of the 5 lords' existence. The Shepherd's spiritual powers are most likely the result of a fortification of elemental affinity through the blessings of the 5 lords.
And all to battle against the Lord of Calamity.
Kind of a shame that such wondrous power has to be squandered on fighting.
That man. He was a former shepherd, wasn't he?
Yes.
I see. He seemed like a pretty laid-back fellow.
Unlike certain other shepherds.
Shut up.
Well, there's one more thing we learned.
Yeah, let's go on to the next one.
Huh?
Wait, you're not gonna ask her for more details? Wouldn't it be crazy useful to get info on your predecessor?
There's a reason why Lila never mentioned it, don't you think?
We know that much at least.
Saray, Mikleo.
But that reason just might be the key to all our problems. You better hope you don't regret it later.
They may be kids, but they're not as immature as you'd think.
I shall protect everyone!
Pretty sure I've mentioned that Hellions can possess objects.
Does it mean that it can master its owner's sword skills?
You're a sharp one. Avoid close combat if you can.
Rising Sand! Echo Shock! Take this! Alright! Eat this!
This is nothing.
Is that a monolith?
looks like some sort of priest to me.
And I have a feeling it's pretty good with arts from the way it looks.
Don't judge a book by its cover.
Slice through air! It will end here! It will end here! Ready? No escape! Not yet! It's over! No escape! It's over! Don't push yourself up! Watch your health! Yeah! Ready? No escape! Ready? No escape! Ready? Strike! Too close!
We mustn't underestimate the malevolence.
It's over! Fluid surge! Fluid surge! Keep on! No escape! Not yet! Slice through air! Yeah! It's over! Crimson Edge! Ready? Let's give it up! Power squeeze! Fluid surge! That's the way! Fluid surge! Let's try it! Yeah! Ready? When it's go time, we go all the way!
Overdo it and you'll just exhaust yourself, Saray.
All things in moderation, as they say.
Can't hold back! Parry! No win! No escape! Fluid surge! Yeah! Slice through air! Yeah! No escape! Yama! Get lost! Trap them! Get lost! Trap them! Burning charge! Not yet!
Breakdown!
Flash flame!
We won't lose to you!
Ready? Fluid surge! Back off! Offer your protection! Yeah! Here we go! Yeah! Yeah! can do.
Don't underestimate.
Here I thought devils only existed in books.
For real? Anything goes at this point.
Be sure to watch out for its spear.
That's the end of that. Don't underestimate. Now's my chance.
Let's keep it up! Let the darkness! This is alright! When it's go time, we go all the way!
Overdo it and you'll just exhaust.
I shall protect everyone.
Let's get him! Dragon Bang! Freezing Strike! Blade Bang! Freezing Strike!
Pretty good, right?
Ready? No escape! Dragon Bang!
The power of flames are not to be trifled with.
What rich malevolence!
Blade Bang! Let's keep it up! How's this? Quick burn! Strike! Freezing Strike! Fluid Surge! Back off! About time! You're through! Brutality Thrust!
That's it!
That's the way! Ready? No escape! It's over! Strike! How's this?
Indeed, that's the end of it.
Stand strong!
Radiant Peak!
Ready? No escape! It's over! Fluid Surge! Back off! Strike!
I'm not done yet!
Get it back, Miss Dazzle! It's over! How's this?
Double demon! Don't let up!
Crimson Edge! Get it together! Tiger Blade! May your no escape from you! How's this? Blade Bang! Let's give it up! How's this? Lion's Howl! Tiger Blade!
We mustn't underestimate the malevolence.
can stand
In our way! Counting on you, Lila!
No use defense!
Tiger Blade! Strike! Fluid Surge! Back off! Hold on, everyone! That's the way! Sugar Bang! Purification complete! Stand strong! Yeah! Wait back! No escape! Fluid Surge! Lion Tower! Strike Eagle! Try this out! Ha! Blazing Strike! Strike! Focus! Strike Eagle! Shadow Shot! Fluid Surge! It's time! Howling Blade! Full Tempest! Alright! Freezing Strike! It's over! Yeah! Word of wind! Yeah! Ready to kill! Whoa! You won't in here! You won't in here!
I showed them. Don't underestimate them.
Ready? No escape! Burning Charge! Predatory Blade! I'll strike you down!
Here I
Move
go.
right through! Blade of Fire! Break through! Burn! Move forward! Burn! No escape! Looks like we win! can't hold back! No, you wanna win! Ready? Go skill! It's over! Ready? Aqua Blade! Slice the air! Ready? Go skill! It's over!
Flames are extremely powerful.
No use! Release my spirit! Rhapsody! Burn away! Pillars of flame! Burn away! Predatory blast! Hang on, everyone! Dancing flame!
That's the end of that.
Stand strong! Ready? No escape! No escape! I'll give my all! Tiger Blade! I'm right here! Won't lose! Ready? Let's keep it up! Light of fire! Burn away! Pillars of flame! Release my Rhapsody! Predatory flame! Dreams! Rain of fire! No escape! Predatory flame! Breakthrough! No escape! Rain of fire! No escape! You were quite strong, but we're no pushovers either.
Don't underestimate.
Be gone! No escape! It's over! Forward surge! Don't piss me off! Shatter Blade! All right! No use defending! Ready? No escape! No insurgent! It's over! Hang on, everyone! Yeah! The ruins are calling me!
I shall protect everyone.
Yeah!
Take this.
Ready? This the end! Sweet dreams! The ruins are calling me!
on a dime.
Watch. Echo Shock! Rock Winner! Mortify! Rising Sand! Echo Shock! Take this! Ready? Go! Focus!
You're pretty much screwed.
We're survivors, no matter the odds.
Well now. Roar the wind! Yeah! Ready? Let's give it up! Ha! Tiger Blade! Let's give it up! How's this? Yeah! Freezing Strike! Howling Cyclone! Vermilion Crescent! Predatory Hell, everyone! Come forward! Stop! Here my way! Scorch Valley!
Beams are
Break through!
Be on your guard.
Break through! Break! Vermilion Crescent! No foe
Can stand
in our way! We can't hold back if we want to win! Strike! How's this? I will smite evil! Be gone! Be gone! Strike! It's over! Yeah! Blade Fang! Let's keep it up! Yeah! Yeah! How's this? Ready?
We're survivors, no matter the odds.
We can't hold back! No escape! How's this? Aqua Blade! No escape! Reckless Lava! Vermilion Blade! Vermilion Blade!
Be on your guard.
Burning Charge! Dancing Flame! Burning Charge!
You feel it?
Burn away! Vermilion Crescent! Burning Charge! Vermilion Crescent!
Not bad, but still well below average.
Hey, can I mention something? This is something I realized when we met the Pope, but I believe it was Cardinal Fortin who preceded the motion for war. That chief we met? I can't see him making the decision to declare war like that.
So, does that mean you're going to...
You want to purify the Cardinal, don't you?
I do. She may have become a Hellion, but I still believe that her sense of responsibility is sincere.
If you purify her, I'm sure she can be saved.
I think so too.
All right then, let's give it a shot. I've got your back on this one.
Rose,
You don't need to say anything. It's just how things shook out.
What rich malevolence!
Cancel! Be gone! It's over! Look off! Here! This isn't over! This isn't over! I need a hand! Aqua Blade! How's this? Ready? It's over!
I need assistance!
Everyone weapons. Yeah! Strike! Steel Shock! Blade Fang! Yeah! Steel Shock! Not yet! Miss Yoga! Burn!
Then come forward!
Breakthrough! Way of fire! Burning Charge! Victoria Blade! Breakthrough! Burning Charge! Victoria Blade! Not yet! Way of fire! That's what the shepherd can do. Let's do this! Ready? Freezing strike! Strike! How's this? Not yet! I will strike evil! Be gone!
Endurance. That is the all-important key to realizing...
Well now, this
Blade Fang! Strike the air! Back off! Whirl of wind! Ready? Strike! How's this? No escape! Yeah! I'll give my all! Sweet dreams! Don't push yourself like that! Shatterfang! I will smite evil! How's this? Ready? Strike! How's this? What a formidable opponent! Can't hold back if we want to win! Blade, don't push yourself, Lila! Ready? Ready? No escape! Slice the air! Let's get him! Slice the air! Hang on, everyone! How's this? Not yet! Yeah! Tiger Blade! Tiger Blade! No escape! Tiger Blade!
Let's do some fortune telling. Please pick one.
Alrighty.
Nick, Leo, and Edna will have excellent luck.
Wait, what about me? joined your channel.
What is this? A museum?
What a dreamboat.
He's awfully cute.
Huh, is this kind of guy your type?
Oh, I don't know about that.
I don't dislike it. It's lifelike and artistic.
Seriously, it's almost like they're alive.
Almost like they were alive is more like it.
He looks like Sergei.
Oh no! You don't suppose this is Sergei's brother?
This statue, it's human.
A hellion that turns people to stone? For real?
I've heard such tales in particular.
Such unpleasant cacophony. Kindly refrain from disturbing my prayer.
Is this prayer of yours what's causing the rain?
Yes, quite so.
Why?
To bring the people together through fear. The people's desperation shall serve as fuel, spreading the flames of victory for the Empire. To those who would stop me, I offer eternity!
Look away! If you make eye contact, you'll be turned to stone!
Dang!
I'll break us through!
Get back!
Fool! I can grant a seraph eternity as easily as any human.
Can you now? Looks like you should have saved a little eternity for yourself.
You monster! How did you... So that's it.
Dezel, your eyes.
You're...
Pretty handy, huh?
Enough! No more eternity for any of you. Those who dare interfere with me shall be slaughtered like lambs!
Here it comes. When it opens its eyes, give me the Armatus.
How can you fight when you can't even see?
What are you taking me for? I can read everything by feeling the movement of the wind.
That's rad. Maybe I was wrong about you.
You've got time to flatter me, then watch your own ass.
It's over! It won't end here!
Watch your help!
I need a hand! You feel it? Soul Radiance! Fearless Star! Break on through! Final protection! Carbine! Break on through! Strike! Dragon Blitz! Vanish! Strike! Strike! Dragon Blitz! Fearless Star! You feel it? Soul Radiance! Here goes! Strike! And you're out! Dark Star! Final protection! Orange Spear! Knock it time!
Ocean Flip! Same zero!
Final protection! Here goes! Knock this time! Here goes! Fearless Stars! Ready? Go! Little speed! This is it! Still! Slice through air! Dark, dark, dark! I need a hand! Fearless Stars! Vanish! Wings! Dark Star! You feel it?
Watch your help!
You feel it? Come! I'll make rubble of you!
Here's the explode, Azurus!
I won't lose this time! Come! Oh, no problem, you!
Not your power! Glimmer Crack! Ready?
Take this!
Know your limits, fool.
Happening.
Give it your all!
What a brute!
How can you fight when you can't even see?
What are you taking? I can read everything by feeling the movement of the wind.
That's rad. Maybe I was wrong about you.
You've got time to flatter me, then watch your own ass.
Telling this!
Blade bang! It's over! Slice the wire! It's over! This isn't over! I'll get How's this?
Watch your help!
Worthless! Fearless charge! Finally protect Taurus Spear! Carbide! Mortify! Worthless! Taurus Spear! Vanish! Strategy! You feel it? Soul Resident! Fearless charge! Lock it tight!
Vermilion
Strike! Lock it tight!
Lightning Firelight!
Fearless charge! Strike! Come forth!
This is not malevolence. I have given myself completely to my country and to my people.
What the?
I am not corrupted by any malevolence.
We can't purify her?
Lila, try again!
Okay,
I have a duty to guide the people. I must see it through!
She's got too much malevolence.
We have to stop it somehow!
We can't unless the Cardinal is willing to change her way of thinking.
Not gonna happen. So, Ray, if a heart set on justice starts generating malevolence, how do you think it should be stopped?
Well...
That's what her angle is. She thinks her own personal justice and a universal sense of justice are one and the same.
We'll have to kill her.
Kill me? Oh, really? Tell me, if I were to die, who would be left to lead the country? What do the young Emperor and the Knights understand about politics? If the Shepherd saves their souls, will that stop them from starving? My duties! My responsibilities! Justice shall prevail! I shall be their savior! I shall be their guide!
Her spirit is shattered.
she'll never be human again.
Her malevolence was increased by animosity.
Towards us.
Wait!
It's the only answer I can find. Sorry.
User entered your channel.
May these weary bones find peaceful rest.
Why?
I do recognize your determination, but even so, you shouldn't have to kill anyone.
But, Rose...
Remember, your job is to give life. Mine is to take it. Got that?
Rose...
Now then, let's leave the cleanup here to Sergei and the others. It's their job from here on out.
I had always thought of Rose as tough and callous, but I see now that's not quite right.
Just the opposite.
Don't let her see you frowning like that. You don't want Rose's feelings to go to waste, do you?
User in your channel timed out.
I don't. But I feel so bummed. Yeah, we all do.
How saddening.
Lila, is there any way to...
Well,
Saray, you're troubling Lila.
I'm sorry.
No, please don't mind.
If only I was stronger.
Don't be so arrogant. Is it your right to say who lives and who dies?
Guess I shouldn't jump to conclusions.
Save your sympathy.
Yeah, Boris accomplished what he needed to do, of his own accord.
We should do our best as well.
Yeah, we'll just keep on doing whatever we can.
Once the domain completely disappeared, I could tell immediately. Mountellus isn't here after all.
Lila, classifyla, all the species, all the phyla.
So what? It doesn't matter now.
It does matter. It was a Hellion not even as strong as the Five Lords, and still we couldn't manage to purify it. Meaning we don't stand a chance against old Kittybeard.
Heldolf, huh? We still have a ways to go before we can face him.
Glad you understand. Now you need to get it together.
The real fight is about to begin.
There are still 3 trial shrines left to go.
Right. Can't afford to mope around.
So it wasn't Mountellus, and it wasn't her. But I can feel a presence nearby. She's still somewhere in Rollins.